Hello there, my name is Irabo Bright Himari. I'm an importer, exporter, and you can still call me a freight forwarder if you want to. Today we'll be talking about import, introduction to import. But before we go into that, I want to first of all welcome you all. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for registering. I want to say it is the best decision you've made all your life. 9 years ago when I started this journey as well, I thought it was very difficult. I thought it was very hard, but I took it step by step, day by day. I was proactive. I was listening. I was following every step, and I got it right. So I want to assure you, you will also get it right. Thank you very much. Let's go into the business of today, introduction to imports. Now, if you hear introduction to import, what comes to mind? Steps of doing importation, right? Okay, so before we talk about anything, we want to know what is the meaning of import. What does import mean? Importation, like everybody knows, it's the process or act of bringing in goods from another country to your country. So when you bring in any type of goods, be it consumer goods, food, whatever, from any country down to your country, you have done importation. But it doesn't stop there. You have so many other things that you can consider before you bring in those goods. So before we even go to what we need to consider, who can become an importer? Basically, everyone can be an importer. I can be an importer, you can be an importer, everybody can be an importer. But there is a clause to it. If you have your importer's license, if you have some of the permits that I'll be talking about today, then you can be an importer. But there's also something, if you're doing big goods, if you're importing big goods, you need that. But if you're doing all those small goods, which I'll be giving you the secrets today, you don't need a license. Today we'll be talking about introduction to importation. Now, before you want to talk about anything, you first of all want to know the meaning of importing, the meaning of importation. I'll give you an example or an illustration. There is this man I know. He's a man of God actually. If he wants to talk about any topic, for example, he wants to talk about breakthrough, we'll first of all go with, okay, let us define break, and then let's define breakthrough or true. So today, let's define the word importation. Importation is the process or act of bringing in goods from wherever, whichever country to your country. And it tends to be you can import both food materials, you can import clothes, you can import bags, shoes, anything of your choice. When you have done that, you have done importation. So the question is, yes, I know what is importation. How can I become an importer? Who can become an importer? Everyone can become an importer. You can become an importer. Me, I can also become an importer, provided you have the licenses, you have the permits, you know about what you want to import, how you want to import, you can become an importer. Now we know everyone can be an importer. Let's talk about the step-by-step procedure of getting or doing this importation. Okay, now first of all, we want to talk about product identification, product and supplier identification. Okay, before you think of whatever you want to import, you first of all know what you want to import in the first place. I'll give an example. Let's say you have a friend that wants to get married and you were tasked to probably supply the souvenirs that they want to use. So you already know, okay, I want to import souvenir for my friend. Okay, what kind of souvenir am I importing? Okay, I want to import, let me say, I want to import bags for the guest. Okay, first of all, you tend to know how many bags am I importing, what kind of bags, what colors I want to import. So that is where you want to talk about the products. And after you've gotten the product, the next thing is to identify your supplier. You tend to go online, you search for people that are into production of bags. For example, you want to import from China. Like I said, I want to give you a little tip of people that are into this. That there's the manufacturer in China. I think we have Pindodo, we have 1688. You can probably source from them and get your goods to Nigeria. You've identified your supplier, you know the product you want to import. The next thing you want to do is to request a sample of the product you want to import. Okay, why I want to advise you to request a sample is because, okay, now you don't know this supplier. He's not your family, he's not your brother, he's not your sister. So it's better you test the water. You just take a little, you import, probably maybe you were taxed to bring maybe 100 pieces of bags, like I said earlier. First of all, do one, import one, and see the quality. If it's what you want, then you can go ahead to import the 100 bags that you wanted to. So the first thing you do is to first of all import one, check if it tickle your fancy, then you can go ahead. Then the second thing you want to look at is how much am I going to spend bringing in this bag. You want to do your calculation, you want to see there are things that you want to pay for, like taxes, there are duties, rates that you want to calculate. If you have gotten that, then you can proceed with importing from this particular supplier. Remember I said we have our wedding to plan. We were taxed by bringing a particular souvenir for your friend, and we used bag as an example. Okay, you've already requested for a sample, you've done all your inspections, you've done all your investigation, and you've seen that this is what I want. The next thing you want to do, which I already said, but a little bit, is you want to calculate your landed cost. How much will it cost me to bring in these bags? So you want to calculate your duty, which we will be teaching you in the master class, how you'll be able to calculate your duty, how you'll be able to calculate your freights, which shipping line is best used for certain items. All that will be discussed in the master class. So what you want to do is to first of all know your landed cost. How much will it take me to buy these goods? How much will it take me to bring in these goods? How much am I going to pay for duty? How much am I going to pay for shipping line? How much am I going to pay for terminal? After you must have gotten all that, then you can instruct your manufacturer or exporter over there to bring in the goods. The next thing we'll be talking about is the basic import trade terms and the concepts. Okay, you want to know what are these concepts, what are these import trade terms, and I think we have about 5 of them. The first one you want to talk about is the minimum order quantity, which is MOQ. Now, this is talking about the little or the smallest amount of goods you can order from a particular supplier. Now, like I gave an example, I talked about Pindodo, I talked about 1688. Now, I'm not supposed to say this here, but let me just do giveaway. If you want to order from 1688, right, there are some certain specifications. You don't order 1 or 2 commodities or items. You order in bulk, maybe from 100, 500, 1000. But if you are doing with Pindodo, you can order from 1 to 1 million, as much as you want to. So these are the things that you need to put into perspective before you start ordering. And these are what we are going to teach you in the master. You just need to register for the master class. There's a lot to talk about, So the next one is order quantity and price balance. Okay, like I said earlier, I want to use the Pindodo and the 1688 as an example. Now, if you want to order from Pindodo and you want to order, let's say 1,000 pieces of bags, there are some certain discounts they want to give you because you are ordering in bulk. So you tend to know this particular supplier, this particular manufacturer. If I'm buying 1,000 from him, I'm getting some certain discount. But this other one, it doesn't give discount. So all those things is what you want to know before you order your bag. Because at the end of the day, you are importing these goods because you want to make profit. You're not just doing charity organization. So you want to find out about this supplier. If I buy from this supplier, am I going to make profit after selling? That is number 2. Number 3 is production time. Like I said, we have a wedding to plan and the wedding is close by. I want to know when I want to buy these goods, when it will come into Nigeria, how long will it take. You need to put that into perspective as well. The speed of production of this particular importer I'm buying from. How fast can he deliver? How fast can he deliver 1,000 bags? you want to know all that. The last one is the payment method and terms. Okay, this one is the tricky part. For some suppliers, they want their money advanced before they supply. But my own advice is, I would like you to probably choose a particular payment plan, maybe a 60-30 days deferred payment plan, whereby your goods must have gotten to your destination before you pay, and that brings you to a letter of credit. You have to negotiate with your bank. They will negotiate with him. They will talk about, okay, once it gets to 30 days, you'll get your payment directly from the bank, and that is what we call letter of credit. The last one we want to talk about is the Incoterms of delivery terms. Okay, this is just talking about how can this payment be made. There's something we call FOB, there's something we call CIF, and this will be talked about. We'll really be hitting on this in the master class. I want to talk about FOB especially because that is what we in Nigeria love to do. Free on board, that's the meaning. It's simply the supplier gets to pay everything, takes it to the ship. When it gets to wherever I want it to go to, that is where I make the payment, and that is where you want to have a letter of credit. But what we noticed over the years is these people, they like CIF, cost, insurance and freight. That means you have to pay for the cost, the insurance and the freight. But I want to advise you today, always go for FOB because of the risk. You don't know this person, he's not your brother, he's not your sister, you don't know if he's giving you substandard product. To choose FOB. Just like I said earlier, everybody can be an importer. I hope I have been able to convince you that you too can become an importer. It's not a difficult process. If you go step by step, you will get it right. I don't want to put fear in you, I don't want to discourage you, but I just want to tell you this little story. Okay, when I started, there's this place I worked. We did a little importation, and at the end of the day, we did a little bit mistake. And what I want to tell you is, mistakes can be costly in importation. It can be costly. You pay with your money at the end of the day. If you want to make any correction, you pay with your money. So it's best you listen attentively, write whatever that I've said here today, follow the steps. You can rewatch. And there's a particular saying. There's this, I always listen to men of God, motivational speakers, and you tend to understand. There's this thing I want to bring to your notice. They said, if you want to understand something, like maybe you're preparing for an exams, you have to read that particular thing 50 times before it sinks. So I want to urge you, I want to advise you to watch this video 50 times, rewatch it until it sinks. Then you'll be able to do this thing flawless, just like the way I can do it flawless now. So I want to advise you, stick with us, follow us, like us, and stick to you can watch the next video, watch the next class, understand it. And even if you don't understand it, you can always call us, you can always reach out to us on NextUp. We are open, we are available to answer you, tender your request, whatever will guide you through the process. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. See you in the next class. Bye-bye.